for welcoming us. I'm very glad to meet you, Mr. Manager from the founder of the Beirut Digital District, and to be there. Thank you for hosting us. Indeed, it's a very impressive place and ecosystem in a development and in structuration. We are starting the same in France, as you maybe noticed, with the Station F, which is just created a few months ago, and that's probably this same ambition of having a sort of flagship locations, flagship places to also show the world that here in Lebanon or with Station F here in France, we can say something to the world and bring answers to larger challenge, which is also the ambition of the next society. Thank you to Beirut Tech, Maroun Chamas, and Rami, and Christelle, and all the team for the hard work and the good work we start doing together on this project. And in the past, because it's been a while since we cooperate with Beirut Tech, I'm happy also to have some old friends in the room, Dr. Khater, that we know for years, Sami, etc., that we've been companioning for some years, among others. So it's good to be there again for the launch of this the Next Society initiative. Obviously, last not least, thank you to the EU for making all this possible, because indeed Anima have been created under an EU project 10 years ago, and since then conducting a lot of initiatives thanks to the support of the EU. And this the Next Society initiative is a very important milestone in the history of Anima, and hopefully of our cooperation with Lebanon. So just a few words on this initiative. Very good. The Next Society, the baseline is innovators shaping the future in the Mediterranean. Today, when you speak about the South Mediterranean countries, you don't hear necessarily about good news, about innovation, about creation, technology, creativity, etc. Despite that, a lot is being done by entrepreneurs, and you know, Lebanon, you are a vibrant entrepreneurship ecosystem, and you know that. This car is an e-car, electric car, that is done from a joint venture between Europe and Tunisia. This Nilebot is a solution that is developed by a project we have met a few months ago in Bedaya Center in Cairo. It's incubated. It's developed monitoring from a remote device, monitoring of the water chemistry. So it's good for managing a water city network or halieutic agro-food culture. It's very interesting. This guy is from Tunisia. He's developed a machine that can compact 24 families of waste, so plastic, glass, etc., which is the first one, and it's spreading all over Africa from Tunisia. So if this lady, she's with a desert fridge, a fridge that works without electricity, and it's marketed not only to villages that do not have the electricity in the hinterland, but it's also marketing in the city through younger citizens who are likely not to consume, to have too much impact on the environment, etc., and are likely to have this kind of desert fridge in their house. It's based on very traditional know-how, and it's adapted to the today living. And it's launched by a company from Morocco. In Lebanon, you have a company called Riego, which is doing solar solution for irrigation of crops, etc. So there are plenty of examples of entrepreneurs that are changing the world from this region, and it's not known. So the Next Society is willing to accelerate this movement. Not to mention that some countries are very ahead in terms of leading the Next Society. Like Morocco is advanced compared to Europe in terms of energetic mix in regards to renewable energy. Hopefully, these people are doing this because we have huge challenge ahead of us. Huge challenge in terms of job creation. 60% of the population is under 30 in the South Mediterranean. Huge challenge in terms of food dependency. you have 30% of the world import of wheat, which goes to this south of the Mediterranean region, whereas the population is only 6% of the world. So we have a huge challenge related to food. We have a huge challenge related to access to resources, energy, water, etc. This is because the urban development is very high, that, as you know. So just to mention a few, water shortage, we have big challenges ahead of us. So the next society is to accelerate the movement of these creators, innovators, to contribute to overcome these big challenges. And obviously, the whole world is interested in overcoming these challenges. Today, and in Bonn, you have the COP23. So all the countries are discussing on how we will try to overcome these issues. So in a few words, what we believe is, first, entrepreneurs can bring these solutions to the world because the public sector can only cannot be that alone. We need to put entrepreneurs in movement. Secondly, the entrepreneurs that will win, the entrepreneurs that will be sustainable and that will build success for the future are entrepreneurs who have this societal conscience. If you don't have that in your project, probably your customers, probably your territory, your surroundings, they will abandon you. So today, an entrepreneur, he has, and the new generation of entrepreneurs is completely in this mindset. A new entrepreneur has to have a public interest within this project. And Maroun Chabas, with the support he brought to Beirut Tech, is a very good example of how you bring something to the society, I think. Shared value, indeed, we are Europe, Mediterranean, and countries, and definitely the next society is about how the value chains are going to spread all over the country, and how we can share the value. And reverse innovation, which is a major issue, because we are in the south of the Mediterranean, in MENA, in Africa, with a GDP which is 8 times lower than the GDP of the European Union. If you look at the GDP per inhabitant, definitely the business model cannot be the same. The technology cannot be the same. The answers to the solutions we have seen cannot be the same. So we probably will have new invention, other inventions, maybe more frugal, maybe less costly, maybe less technological, but with different technology. If you look at the desert fridge, it's different. But they are very interesting for the rest of the world, because of the challenge that face Africa today, or that face some MENA country today, the rest of the world is going to face it in a few years. So what the answers that will be brought today are very important to see and have an opportunity to be spread all over the world. This is why within the Next Society we have international networks of business angels that monitor what entrepreneurs will do, because definitely they feel that there is a huge scalability potential in this regard. So just quickly, during the 2 days we have, you will be introduced to the different components of this project. Later today we have a meeting related to clusters with France Clusters. We have a meeting relating to mentoring with the Mowgli Foundation. We will be hearing some pitch from startups to participate in the Startup Booster Track. Basically, we try to have very comprehensive, and again, thanks to the EU to provide us some means for this. The next 3 years of activity for this project, but the Next Society is something which will not last only 3 years. Our idea is that it's a movement that will grow over the 3 years and continue after that. So we will want to work on the policy framework. Tomorrow we have a panel called the Advocacy Panel, where the ecosystem is gathered to propose some ideas to improve the innovation roadmap here in Lebanon, and we do that in each country. And we have 3 booster tracks, one for technology transfer, one for startups, and one for clusters. And you will get introduced to this. These booster tracks, they aim at improving the development of the international partnerships, the international development of this organization. So thank you again to be there. Thank you for joining this initiative. And let's wish us all good luck in this big challenge.